Given the recent delisting, removal, and release of HEX, one of the biggest cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes, we will look at the Ripple v. SEC case and try to ascertain why it is still ongoing. The SAC is no longer going to challenge them. The V-shaped rebound that is forming in front of your eyes will be examined, along with the charts for Bitcoin and XRP. We'll talk about what constitutes a V-shaped recovery. So let's get started immediately. Bitcoin is currently worth $85,190. As of right now, it has risen by about 0.5% in the past day. Ethereum is currently trading at $2,200. XRP is up 1.5% at the moment, with both USDT and USDC trading at their dollar pegs and XRP holding constant at number 4 at $2.22. The price of cryptocurrencies is still $2.80 trillion, even though their entire market value is attempting to reach $3 trillion. Everyone is panicking because they think we've entered a bear market. The Treasury Tether printer is back up and running. Indeed, precisely. That alone, printed out in USDT, is worth $1 billion. Where do you think that money is going? Are they printing Tether to hold on to it, in your opinion? Or do you believe that they are acting in this way to help keep the price of Bitcoin stable? We've been telling you on this channel for some time now that 175,000 in Bitcoin is a lock. That will occur shortly. We all expected Q1 to see a big uptick. We didn't understand it. What on earth? What should we do? Let's look at the charts again. We begin again and move forward. But just because our objectives weren't achieved doesn't mean we automatically enter a negative market. It just means that it has been pushed out a little bit more. This year, there will still be a big cycle. Everything is still developing. In addition to a plethora of cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, Ethereum is expected to rise from $8,000 to $12,000 Equine to xrp+ripple to enter price discovery mode and maybe reach double digits, and Solana to reach $1,000. I want you to think about this for a minute before we start looking at these charts. If the bull market was over and a bear market was on the horizon, why would BlackRock be buying Bitcoin at these prices? Why would new institutional players in the Bitcoin field file for and seek clearance for ETFs if they knew that the markets will fall again? Consider how terrible it would seem if Goldman Sachs launched an exchange-traded fund. ETF drew in all of these regular investors and then saw an instant drop in the ETF's price. They would appear awful. Since all of the newly incoming retail money was totally destroyed, their trust would be seriously eroded. At that point, that might be the end of cryptocurrencies. Why is Michael Saylor still buying Bitcoin at these levels if he thought we were going to have another bear market that has lasted 4 years? In actuality, a bear market is not about to break out. The bull run hasn't happened yet. Bitcoin has not yet had a breakout or explosion. That will occur shortly. We'll look at the chart in a bit. You'll see that a beautiful V-shaped recovery is beginning to form. We talked about the Bitcoin CME gap. We talked about its closure. It is not required to close completely. It is capable of tapping the top before it keeps running up. But since Tether is just printing a ton of money, we release this as we go along. The open interest in Bitcoin has reached roughly 70,000, which was its previous peak. What does this mean? A healthy market is indicated by flushed leverage. As a result, the people abusing the DeGants were flushed out. When the DeGants with these crazy leverage situations become available, you are flushed out. We are dealing with a healthy market. For the next boost, further finance can now be obtained. If the open interest rises in lockstep with the price, we have a bullish confirmation here. We could be in for another squeeze, though, if open interest rises with shorts. Let's go straight to the action. March 7. Why does everyone find it so fascinating? What is the subject of the discussion? At that time, the White House will host the first ever crypto symposium. Yes, it's a big day. Will this crypto meeting that day produce any results? No, I don't. But the goal of this action is to set the stage for the US to continue leading the way in digital assets and cryptocurrencies. We have never seen anything like this. And today, President Trump finished it in 5 weeks, a first in history. This is the first ever crypto symposium. Do you think Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderete will be invited to the crypto summit? Probably. There will be Charles Hoskins. Are you curious about who won't be there? Why, Satoshi? Anyway, it seems that no one knows who Satoshi is. Interesting, isn't it? Let's proceed to TradingView now. Please take a look at these charts. I would like you to look at what we have. Things start to get extremely interesting at this point. This is the XRP chart that is displayed here. What does the term V-shaped recovery mean? Very simple. It indicates a sharp decline in asset prices followed by a powerful and swift comeback to previous or higher levels. The price chart's V-shaped formation results in a V-shaped recovery. I'll illustrate a V-shaped recovery from the past for you. Let's revisit the COVID-19 epidemic that began in March 2020. Bitcoin dropped from 8,000 to 3,800 in a few days, but it quickly rose back to its pre-crash levels in a few weeks. Let's talk about FTX's demise. The last one occurred in 2022 and lasted until 2023. Both Bitcoin and altcoins saw sharp drops in value. Everyone was shouting that everything was over, that the markets were gone, and that Bitcoin was doomed because of FTX. You know, we declared bankruptcy, but guess what? We bounced back early in 2023 as well. Looking at this XRP chart right now, what do you believe is developing? Actually, you can see two of them. As you can see, after descending the first line of the V, you're rising back up here. This was a bit of a fake out because we would have required a right back up on XRP to the $2.60 range to finish the V. But what had really happened? Here, we descended once more and created another V. On February 27, there was a significant decline. It was between 10 and 20%, I think. After that, we made a V and flew back up. To complete the larger V structure on XRP, we actually flew higher than we had started at the end of February. Additionally, if you zoom out here, you can see below, this forms the massive V where the bottom hit about $1.96, the all-time high for 2020. This red box, which has a price range of about $2.50 to $2.65, is the first place of resistance that we will reach as we progressively enhance that recovery. The V-shaped rebound, however, will ensure that we ascend and accomplish our ultimate objective of breaking into the $3 zone. When we look at Bitcoin in this light, what do we notice? We are seeing the same thing come into being. You can see the little V that starts here. Bitcoin falls all the way as it reaches and enters the CME gap that was established in November 2024. And it's already starting to get better. However, one thing to think about is if we are seeing a fake out, what would be the fake out? Ascend to a height of roughly 90 to 93,000, then fall once more. Do one more test of that CME gap before we get the recovery that will finally bring us back up and retest the all-time high, which is currently at roughly $108,000. I don't think we're finished with the woodworks. Reaching $95,000 on Bitcoin, in my opinion, would indicate that the time is perfect and that the cryptocurrency markets will keep rising. I'm keeping a watch on this lower $90,000 range. At that point, I do think there will be another price